Hi, how you doing?
Hey,
Good
great.
to see you.
You
Yeah, very good, thanks.
ready, Richard?
Let's do it. I still remember sitting with Michael back in 2021 to discuss his vision for MetaWealth and what a real asset investment platform could become. We've known each other for many years through the Bucharest real estate market during my time as managing partner at London Partners, where I built a €200 million GDV residential development pipeline and had recently delivered the second phase of Belvedere Residences, more than 500 units. Before that, I spent a decade as a commodity trader, living and working across Europe, Africa, the Middle East and Australasia. That experience shaped how I assess markets, follow the structural trends, watch for convergences, build early and operate globally with discipline. What drew me to MetaWealth was clear: the chance to build an institutional grade real asset platform in a region with enormous potential but limited liquidity. Central and Eastern Europe is full of high quality opportunities that global capital markets have historically overlooked, and we saw the opportunity to change that. It's fundamentally a boots on the ground business. With more than 100 travel days a year across Europe, I see firsthand where the most compelling opportunities are emerging and where we can create real value. As I began building our origination and structuring division, we focused initially on traditional real estate, residential, hospitality, mixed use. We sourced opportunities across Europe and originated 12 investments across Spain, Greece, Italy, and Romania, growing the platform to nearly €100 million AUM within just a few years. But from day one, our mandate was broader: to position MetaWealth as a leading investor across real assets, not just real estate. And as we analyze long-term structural trends, electrification, the energy transition, digitalization, the rapid growth of renewable power, one opportunity stood out above the rest: battery energy storage systems. As our world becomes increasingly electrified, from AI and data centers to electric mobility, pressure on the global energy system is rising faster than new generation can be built. We are witnessing a structural shift. Demand for clean, reliable electricity is outpacing supply. Governments and private markets have responded. Global investment into clean energy has more than doubled over the past decade and is now set to exceed annual spending in the oil sector. Capital is moving decisively towards the energy infrastructure that will power the next century. Renewables have led this shift. Solar and wind have scaled at record speed, supported by major technology gains and cost reductions of more than 80%. But their success has created a universal challenge. They don't produce the power when the system needs it. This imbalance between generation and consumption is now the defining bottleneck in energy markets, and storage has become that missing link. Battery energy storage systems address this directly. Global energy storage has grown more than tenfold in the past decade, and Europe today operates around 61 gigawatt hours of battery capacity within a broader energy storage fleet exceeding 100 gigawatts. Flexibility has become central to energy security. And while Europe is scaling rapidly, several renewable-rich markets remain early in their adoption curve. Romania, for example, generates roughly 48% of its electricity from renewables, yet has only about 400 megawatt hour of operational battery storage. That imbalance represents both a clear opportunity and a structural need for modern energy infrastructure. As storage becomes essential to modern energy systems, the global BESS market has moved from early adoption to full-scale deployment. Today, the sector is shaped by three fundamentals: mature technology, clear revenue streams, and rapidly improving cost structures. The dominant technology, lithium iron phosphate, is now proven and widely bankable, giving investors predictable operating profiles and long-term performance data. At the same time, BESS revenues have strengthened as markets rely more heavily on flexibility. Energy arbitrage, ancillary services, and grid balancing have become established, scalable income streams in most advanced markets. Costs have also shifted in favor of investors. Battery cell prices have fallen close to 90% since 2010, and the global manufacturing capacity continues to expand. This combination of lower capex and stronger revenue mechanics is driving some of the highest growth rates in the entire infrastructure landscape. This is why MetaWealth has focused on building direct relationships with Tier 1 manufacturers across Europe and Asia, Eliminating intermediaries and negotiating at scale allows us to secure better pricing, tighter quality control, and a competitive advantage across our BESS pipeline. Globally, storage is now recognized as a core energy infrastructure and one of the most compelling real asset opportunities for disciplined institutional investors. Across the European Union, the direction of travel is unmistakable. More renewables, greater electrification, and a growing reliance on flexible assets to stabilise the grid. In 2023, renewable generation reached a record 44% of the EU's electricity mix, and this share continues to rise as member states accelerate their decarbonisation targets. This growth has reshaped the energy system. Higher renewable penetration increases volatility, and the need for fast response flexibility has become a strategic priority for regulators and grid operators. As a result, BESS has expanded rapidly across Europe, with installed capacity growing at an average compounded annual growth rate of nearly 50% over the past decade, and reaching more than 61 gigawatt hours by the end of 2024. The trajectory ahead is even more significant. Forecasts expect Europe's BESS fleet to exceed 400 gigawatt hours by 2030, a more than six-fold increase, driven by policy support, grid modernisation requirements, and the push for energy independence. For MetaWealth, the EU represents a deep and growing market for real assets aligned with long-term structural needs. Our role is to identify where within Europe the strongest risk-adjusted returns can be captured, markets with high renewable growth, supportive regulation, expanding grid infrastructure, and early mover advantages. That analysis pointed clearly to Romania.